All right, guys, if you're like me and you don't have time to cut your grass, busy work schedule, maybe it's too hard for you to cut your grass because you're elderly or you just don't like cutting grass, this is going to be a good video for you. This product's going to solve all those problems. This is Ecovacs robot mower, and this is the GOAT A3000 Lidar Pro. All right, guys, so we'll go over some of the key features. So this has a 32-volt system, which is going to be great for larger lawns. It's got a built-in 7.5 amp hour battery, and this does have super fast charging, and this will charge in 70 minutes. This also can cut 400 meters per hour, and it has an adjustable cutting height of 1.2 to 3.5 inches. So this mower will be great for larger lawns up to 3/4 of an acre. On the front, we have a camera and sensors, and this is going to provide you with 3D intelligent obstacle avoidance, which is your AI vision and 3D TOF LiDAR. Setup for this is going to be quick and easy. It has automatic mapping. Now, with my previous robot vacuum, I had to use this external antenna to get good signal, and these can kind of be tricky to set up because you're not supposed to have them too close to a house or garage, so it gets a good connection to satellites. Now with the Ecovacs GOAT A3000 Lidar Pro, this is going to be a wire-free setup and no external antennas, and that's because of this new technology. It's called the Holoscope 360 Dual Lidar Navigation System. This mower has a dual blade setup, and what I'm really excited about is it has a string trimmer attachment. So with this a new upgrade to the Ecovacs, you shouldn't have to string trim your lawn afterwards. And this is called the True Edge Trimmer. So in theory, while this is cutting your lawn, it's also going to be able to string trim your lawn, which I think is really cool. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and set this up, and it should be pretty quick and easy because you don't have to install any boundary wires or the external antenna. Pretty much, we're just going to install this dock, and that is it. Now I went ahead and chose this place for the dock because you want to make sure it's on a level surface, and then also you have the ability to plug this into an AC outlet. Now I did want to mention the charging block. You're going to have to store that maybe indoors or protect that from the weather because that is not water resistant. Now the Ecovacs GOAT A3000, that is IPX6 waterproof, so that's going to be able to be out in the rain along with the docking station. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install these stakes to secure this down to the ground. And they do have multiple spots to stake this. So you guys can see I am partially on cement here. So I'm just going to go ahead and stake it right here. I think that should be good enough. Also, I do want to mention that you're going to want this docking station within your Wi-Fi range of the Wi-Fi in your house or in your garage, or else you're not going to get a good signal and you'll have problems with the connection. All right, so I went ahead and placed the GOAT onto the docking station, and then we're going to go ahead and plug it in. I got an outlet right here, and then I also ran the charging brick inside the garage so it doesn't get wet. So this is the initial startup, and what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to put in your code, and it's going to be a 4-digit code. There's the LCD screen. So it's charging right now, and it's prompting me to put in a code. All right, guys, so the next thing you're going to want to do is download the Ecovacs app, and then you're going to add this. So what I want you to do after that is you're going to scan the QR code that is on the side of your mower, and you're just going to follow the prompts on your phone. So it's all set for the PIN code. So we're going to press and hold the home button. All right, so I went ahead and held the home button for 3 seconds, and now it's setting up the network. So we'll hit next on here, and you guys can see it's searching for device with Bluetooth pairing. So we're gonna go ahead, I got my Wi-Fi that pulled up here, we're gonna put in the password. So after you put in your password, it's gonna connect to your home Wi-Fi, it's gonna connect to the server, and then it's gonna bind the robot. All right, guys, so setup is complete. It's pretty easy. Just had to put in your Wi-Fi password and it all connected. So now it's asking me to name my robot, so I'll go ahead and do that. Now, just to give you guys an idea of the size of the lawn that we're gonna test this out on, we've got a pretty decent sized backyard, and this has not been cut in over a week. So it's due for a little bit of a trimming. So we'll see how well this robot will do cutting this lawn and also string trimming it. All right, so we'll do go mapping and then hit start mapping. Now to get this started, you will have to have the battery over 50%. Right now I'm at 100%. So we'll hit start mapping.
Exit the station. Please wait. Control your goat to create a map.
Alright, so what it wants us to do next is use this joystick to run this around the perimeter of your lawn. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so I went ahead and ran around the perimeter of the lawn, and now we hit end. So we completed it. Says the mapping is completed. So you can go here, you can edit it if you wanted to, or you can start mowing. So go ahead and start mowing.
Start automatic mowing.
And now it's going to do its auto mapping with the 360-degree navigation. As you guys can see, it's cutting the lawn. And it's doing its 360-degree navigation to map out the rest. Map out the rest of the yard. And this thing is extremely quiet. It does have avoidance detection. Should be able to work around this bench here. No issues with that. Once again, the avoidance detection kicking in. Now this grass was pretty high. As you guys can see, it's leaving some of the clippings. So if we were to cut the grass a little bit sooner, when it wasn't so high, you probably wouldn't have an issue. I wanted to let this grow just to see how well the dual blade setup did with the 32-volt system. And it seems like it's doing pretty well, no issues. Once again, the avoidance working really well. Nice all-terrain tires to be able to get it to where it needs to go. Now if you had like kids' toys out in the yard, maybe some decorations, Would also be able to avoid that, which is nice. I'll give you guys a look at the length of the grass there, so you guys can see. Grass is pretty tall. Alright guys, so I want to just take a quick look at some of the settings for the mower. So as you guys can see up here, mowing speed, you can turn that up. And then also the mowing height. Right now I kind of have it right in the middle. So lowest setting is 1.2 inches, highest setting is 3.5. I have this at 2.4. So I could raise this up so that you wouldn't see so many clippings. So I'm going to go ahead and end task here, and we'll see if it goes back to home.
Start docking.
Now this is the first time it's going back to the dock, but as you guys can see, no issues.
Start charging.
And now it's charging. All right, so that perimeter boundary that we did earlier, I went ahead and set that to trimming. So when it goes around the boundary, like where this green line is, it should also trim. All right, so I got really close to the bricks there. Really nice upgrade for the Ecovacs mower, because my previous robot motor, after it was done cutting the grass, I would still have to go back and string trim everything. So like right there, I probably could have got closer to the corner when I did the boundary.
Please keep a distance of 1.5 meters from go.
It does shut off the string trimmer if you get too close to it. So if you hear it turning off, it's because I'm following it. It can sense it with its 360-degree navigation. So it'll turn off the string trimmer for safety reasons. Overall, doing a really good job. I don't know if you guys can see. So really excited about the string trimmer attachment. Definitely going to go back and redo the perimeter just so I can get closer to the edges. So like right there, I got too close to it and it turned it off. Now it just turned it back on. All right guys, so I went ahead and turned up the speed to the highest setting, and it's definitely moving now. So before I had it on the slow setting, as you guys can see, it's cruising a lot faster. Really impressed with this Ecovac Goat 3000. And even with the speed turned up, it's still cutting through the grass really good. Same way as it was when it was on the lower speed. So not having any issues with it bogging down or anything. All right guys, so we're all finished cutting the lawn. It's going back home right now. I ended up going over it twice because, like you've seen probably earlier in the video, there were some clippings that were left because I cut it so low. But overall, I think it did a really good job. Got all the edges. Like I said, I probably can go back and do the boundaries a little bit better. But overall, I think it did really, really well. It's definitely going to save a lot of time and energy cutting the lawn. All right, guys, so that's a review of the Ecovacs Goat A3000 Lidar Pro. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll also make sure that I put some links down there if you guys are interested in more information, or if you guys want to pick one of these up. I think it does a great job. Perfect for those people that don't have enough time to cut their grass, don't like cutting their grass, or maybe even elderly people that just can't cut their grass. I think this will be a great tool to pick up. I love the fact that it does the string trimming along with cutting your lawn, obstacle avoidance, 3D mapping. Really love all the options that it has on the app. It allows you to schedule your lawn mowing tasks, so you can plan it for once, twice, 3 times a week if you wanted to. Different times of the day, you can set the time and date on that. But overall, just a really good product. Really easy and quick to set up. Only took me literally like a couple minutes. The longest part was letting it update. That took a little while, but once it updated, it took me about a couple minutes to go ahead, map the perimeter, and it just started cutting the lawn. So a really cool product by Ecovac. Love the upgrades. Hopefully you guys found some value in the video. If you did, smash that like button. And if you guys like what I'm doing on my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Till the next one, guys, I will talk to you later.